What we thought to be true actually became true. And I finally get around to talking about these PFF defensive rankings for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big Deke news. Yep, a lot of you guys guessed it. Perhaps I was naive to Anthony Miller's "Thank You Pittsburgh" tweet, but you guys were right. It did refer to him being released by the Steelers, and yesterday the team made it official. It seems like this was connected to the two new guys that we brought in Kwiatkowski and also the long snapper Sunahara. I'm guessing Miller's release was to open up an available roster spot to bring these guys in. But overall, I don't think there's too much to this release. I mean, the Steelers wide receiver room is pretty busy at this moment. Best case scenario for Miller was that he beat out Calvin Austin III for wide receiver 4. But the most likely scenario was he was either going to be wide receiver 5 or wide receiver 6, or eventually was just going to get cut anyway. But it's a bummer. It never really worked out here in Pittsburgh for Miller because he is a talent. It's just when you combine the fact he had a season-ending injury last year before the season started and just flat outright didn't get much playing time when he was here. It's not going to help your case for making the team. Had a total of 1 catch for 2 yards. So I wish him the best going forward, except for when he's playing against us. But now to the PFF rankings. For the offensive guys, I gave grades for where PFF had each Steeler ranked in their respective position groups. So we'll do the same for defense. First, at cornerback, Patrick Peterson, the only Steeler, and was ranked at 31. This is absolutely way too low, and Pat P himself caught wind of this ranking and agrees with me.
And PFF had you the 31st best corner in the National Football.
I don't get it, man. I don't know if they're just tired of hearing my name. I don't know what it is. And they're always talking about the tape. They're always talking about what you did the year before.
What you do last year? You remember what you did?
I know exactly what I did last year. The years before, I wasn't showing up on tape because I wasn't getting targets. Yeah, like I said, Mac, if I get more than 2 targets a game, what's going to happen? I was going to make teams pay, and I was going to get interceptions. Period. I'm a ball hog. I've been that my whole life.
I think you got to have him at least in the top 20, maybe top 15 if you're feeling a little Yinzerish. Because I find it funny that last year PFF themselves had Pat P ranked as a top 7 corner. So he's 1 year removed from that, now in a better defensive scheme. And you're going to take him from top 7 to 31? Make that make sense. Pat P ain't as good as he once was, but he's good once as he ever was. Essentially what I'm saying is he still has gas left in the tank. This ranking deserves an F. Oh, and P.S., I don't think it would have hurt to have Levi Wallace as an honorable mention here. They did these rankings, I believe, out of 32. Dude's coming off a career year last year, had 3 interceptions, and really didn't get burnt from what I can recall. His worst game was against his former team, the Buffalo Bills. But he was a steady presence for us last year in the secondary, and I'm happy he's our CB2 right now. Now on to edge rushers. I'm going to say my grade even before I tell you where they have Highsmith and Watt positioned here. F minus. Reason being is they have TJ at 4. TJ Watt is the best damn edge rusher in the NFL. Point blank, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. End of story, no further discussions. And then Highsmith, they have at 32. Dear Lord. So for Highsmith, I actually did a little bit of Big Deke research. Made a spreadsheet. I'll post it on Instagram and Twitter so you guys can see it. Obviously, those links will be down in the description. But I charted out the sacks, the tackles for loss, the forced fumbles, and the QB hits for all of the edge rushers ranked in this PFF list to show you guys where Highsmith is amongst all of them compared to his 32 ranking. So for sacks, he was 5th amongst edge rushers last year with 14.5. 11th in tackles for loss with 12, 16th in QB hits, 1st in forced fumbles with 5. So I'll repeat that. 5th in sacks, 11th in tackles for loss, 16th in QB hits, and 1st in forced fumbles. For God knows why, that leads PFF to believe Highsmith should be ranked 32. Again, this ranking deserves an F minus. For safeties, they have Minkah Fitzpatrick at 2. Nice try, but I'm sorry, not good enough. like TJ Watt, Minkah is the best at his position in the NFL, and it's not close. So I'm going to give this an F+. The plus for actually ranking Minkah in like the top 3 as opposed to having him at like 11 or 12 like these clowns did last year. Now on to defensive linemen. So PFF did a whole defensive line unit ranking where they have the Steelers in the top 5. And then an individual one where Cam Hayward is in the top 5 as well, just behind Quinnen Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Chris Jones, and Aaron Donald. I could live with that. I think there's a case you could have Cam at number 3 or 4. But in terms of PFF's overall D-line assessment here for the Steelers, I was going to say like A- or B+ based off the information I just gave you. But as I dug a little deeper, they don't even have Larry Ogunjobi ranked in the top 32 for the individual interior D linemen. So that's going to bump you down to like a C on this one. And then finally, linebackers. They have our linebacking unit at 24. Now, I do think we could be ahead of some of the teams in front of us, creeping into like that top 20. But yeah, I mean, I like our linebacking unit. I could see why others are overlooking it a bit heading into 2023. We would agree it's probably our weakest unit on defense, but I feel like that's a good problem to have. I'm going to give this ranking B-. But before I sign off, I just wanted to give some condolences to the friends and family of Clark Haggans. The former Steeler passed away yesterday at the age of 46. Details about the cause of death aren't known right now, but always unfortunate to lose a member of the Steeler family, especially still at a young age like this. So rest in peace to Clark Haggans. That's it for this edition of Big Deke News on, what day is it today? A Wednesday. Stay chilling. Tune into the podcast. You know, you'll see me over there a little bit later today. And stay chilling. Peace.